There we go, Squidward.
What?
There you go. You're Squidward.
I'm Squidward. I'm Squidward.
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 I know what we're gonna do. Are you recording?
Yeah. I set it up so it always records. Don't doubt it.
I do doubt you.
What? Ow. Did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
That was my toe breaking.
God, it sounded awful.
It did, didn't it?
Does not sound good.
It's healthy. But we're live anyway.
We are live.
So it's all recorded for future generations to learn from.
Mod Moose in there.
There's a wild moose in there?
I said Mod Moose.
Oh, Mod Moose. I saw a thing about that quote from, what was it, Teddy Roosevelt or something? Who got like shot before, like during a speech and was just like, everybody, I just got shot, but you can't stop the bull moose. I'm continuing the speech.
You can't stop the bull moose.
That was intense. That was some intense shit. All right.
Yeah, he's the best.
Oh yeah,
so where
the
do
intro. It doesn't matter where we left off because we're just talking about TV shows, everybody. We're talking about nostalgic TV shows from the 90s, early 2000s, anything from when we were little and we remember fondly. So we're just talking about shows and our memories with them and things like that. I'm Krackakhan. This is Bull Moose over here, if you don't know already. And we're going to have a good time.
Yep.
So
we left out like a million.
We did, and that's why there is an episode 2 right now.
Yeah, we got carried away a little bit, and it was like an hour and a half long podcast.
That was fun.
And we still didn't even finish it. And I always think, like, before we start, I'm like, I don't know if we have enough stuff, you know? I always think that, and we always do. We always have way too much, yeah.
And I realized that we didn't even finish our series of, like, video games. Like, we stopped right before, like, PS2 and Xbox, and we have so many.
Fudge.
But,
I'm glad I didn't cuss right there.
Fudge.
Oh my God, we did. I was thinking, I was spaced out. I thought at work one day, I was like, did we finish that? And I don't remember it.
We got right to the part we were most excited about and then didn't finish it.
I know, because I have a steel trap memory, and I was like, I feel like I would remember the discussions we'd have on this. But we can do that like next week.
Next week, and then maybe something else for a week, and then come back and do some like X-Bone and PS4 or something.
Yeah. See, I don't know very much about the consoles, like, currently, though. I'm going to have to do some research, because the Switch is probably the best, in my opinion, right now.
Well, are we just going to do games that we remember playing and have had and can talk about, or are we just doing anything?
I don't know.
Switch. I'd like to get a Switch. The Switch looks cool.
It does. Necro has one, he swears by it. But today's discussion is TV shows. We did talk about the Digimon versus Pokemon issue.
We didn't really get into Pokemon much. We just talked about Digimon.
Well, I'm going to be honest. The Pokemon show is like good when you're a kid, but it's not very good when you're an adult. Like, I don't like it. I think it's like bad.
Like old Pokemon or new Pokemon? Because they're still making more, I think.
Both, kind of. They both really lack story. It's like...
I'm trying to find something. There was like a redubbed version of the first episode of Pokemon, and it is just perfection. Hold on, let me see.
Is it? Well, because like Pokemon's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Walking somewhere, you find this new Pokemon. Team Rocket tries to steal it. They stop Team Rocket from stealing it. Team Rocket gets set in the sky, and it's over. And then there's
blasting off again.
Yeah, and then there's that one weird season where they're like, no battling. They're just doing like pet contest kind of thing.
Really? I didn't watch that. I only watched like the original season or series.
Yeah, I watched the original, but Digimon holds up for the test of time more than Pokemon. I said it. I'm gonna probably get flamed for it, but it definitely holds up.
I'm pissed about it.
Yeah, well, I've been flamed IRL for saying it. So Digimon holds up more.
I forget what it's called. I can't find it. It was so good though.
I'm gonna sneeze 1 second.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You can power through this. Don't do it. You're stronger than this.
I held it off. No, but I don't know. I wouldn't call myself like a super anime fan back in those days, but there were definitely Japanese like animated TV shows that I liked back then.
I just remember that video I sent you, the Beyblade one.
I sent everybody I knew.
Yeah,
I sent everybody.
All right.
But
I'm not gonna post that in the chat though.
no, I feel like we get in trouble with that. But no,
Okay.
me and Necro both like. I would be really hesitant to say that we were like anime. Like I don't know what the
You're
word for it
weeb.
is. I was not a weeb. Weeb is like you think Japanese
I know.
culture is superior, and that was I was a weeb actually. I was a weeb in like middle school.
That changed so quickly.
I
You're like,
was
I'm
thinking
not. I
about.
never was. I was, and I still am.
I'm not. I'm not one anymore. I don't really watch a lot of anime, but I was kind of a weeaboo in high school, kind of. Uh, or not in high school, in middle school. Fuck, I was done with it once because I like Dragon. Okay, we didn't bring this one up at all. Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, which I
How
think
did we
Dragon
not
Ball.
talk about that?
I know, because it's super huge, man. Like the first,
That's still huge.
dude, Dragon Ball. Okay, Dragon Ball Z.
Don't they? They have like new ones on right now.
Yeah, and I heard it's actually really good. But Dragon Ball Z gave me the false courage to get in my first fight ever, and it worked like really well for me comparatively because it shouldn't have. And like all I remember is like this kid's like picking at me and my cousin on like the playground, and I would those like Toys R Us like toy sets that you could get of like certain Dragon Ball Z characters.
Mm.
Well, I had the Piccolo one, and it came with the armbands and his sash and like the purple shirt. Dude, I was wearing it. Like I was wearing
shit!
it.
You were ready.
And dude, this kid like comes up to like us and is like he's like screwing with us. He's a little bit older, and I smart off to him like as he's walking away, and he turns around. And he's like, "I can kill you." And like, dude, straight like no bullcat. Like this is like so cringy. I like touched my nose and I was like, "You can try." And he walks up to like, he goes up to grab me by the shoulders, and I just like punch like a million times in his stomach and kick him in the nads, and he goes down. And I was like,
the
oh my
nads
god, I was like, Dragon Ball Z taught me how to fight. I was like, I won.
Because in Dragon Ball Z, they're always kicking each other in the balls.
No, dude,
they're like, very hard ball kick.
I was really like, I was a fatter kid, and I couldn't get my foot up very high. So I had to get him below the belt.
You were aiming for a head kick, but you settled for a ball
I was
kick.
aiming for anything I could hit. But I won, and me and my cousin like straight ran after that happened. We darted off. There was no sitting and waiting that one out.
No.
But no, Dragon Ball Z is probably, I would say, it's one of the most influential cartoons in my life because I watched it constantly. Like from when I think Toonami was on at night before they had Adult Swim I started about 8 when I noticed it.
I think so.
And I would stay up and like close my door and watch Dragon Ball Z, then go to sleep from probably 8 till when Toonami became like a daytime thing and they started showing Dragon Ball Z after school. And then I just continued the series. And then I even like had all the VHSs, like the movies of it. And then they oddly put Dragon Ball on after Dragon Ball Z. Like after the Cell Saga is when Dragon Ball came on TV. And I watched that too. Dragon Ball GT sucked. I think we can all agree to that.
I only watched Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I watched all of it. I watched every episode of Dragon Ball, every episode of Dragon Ball Z, and I want to watch Super, but I'm waiting for Super to be entirely dubbed out so I can just watch it like episode after episode after episode and not get stopped. But I think they're in like the 100s.
Really?
Already. So it's like, because I only thought it was going to be a small series, and it's actually like quite long.
It's not stopping. So. Yeah, I see.
But yeah,
Toonami's still going. I'm glad Toonami's still on.
Yeah, I am too. I don't
think it's not as big as it used to be, but it's...
No, it's like one day a week. At least where I'm at, it's one day a week. It's like Saturday nights, and it's all anime.
It's mostly Dragon Ball Z.
There is a thing, though, that is I neither support...
What was Did you watch One Punch Man? That was good.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Is that on Toonami or just on Adult Swim? I don't even remember.
I think it's Adult Swim. I think it was on Toonami too, though, because Toonami, they took all the anime off of Adult Swim and threw it in Toonami one day a week. So there's like it'll be like, I don't know if they show American Dad anymore. I really don't watch like standard TV.
Sometimes.
But it'll be like American Dad, or American Dad, Family Guy, and then anime for the rest of the night. And then
there's like a King of the Hill hour. They like ease you into Adult Swim with like King of the Hill is like the perfect gateway show.
But
because it goes from like just a regular kid show and that's just like be careful. Now. King of the Hill's coming at you.
Well, and I loved Toonami as a kid because when you're a kid, that's like when you get your like first experience with anime. And like I said, I'm not a huge anime fan, but back then a lot of the cooler shows were anime. Like Rurouni Kenshin was really BA. They were like obscenely violent. Like Gundam was a really cool show.
Oh, yeah, I liked
Gundam.
Gundam. Gundam was cool. Zoids was on there, I think.
Zoids was on there. A lot of like cool Japanese TV shows were on there. Like
you
once
into
again,
Naruto?
yeah, until the kids started once again.
Until it became popular.
Well, no, I'm not a hipster, but I was like an unidentified nerd. Like I got along well in school. I was pretty nerdy. I liked video games. I was a part of like all those weird clubs that were like for nerdy kids. But I myself was like, I'm not like a nerd. Nobody knows me as a nerd. So then I like watched, like I said, I watched Ben 10 in high school, and it was like, oh, this is a cool show. Like I'd watch it every Saturday, and then like I said, the kid with the Omnics he would try to transform into him, and I was like, I'm a step away from being him. Like I was like, I am one step away from like being an open like super fan of this. Well, it was kind of the same with Naruto. Naruto got big my freshman year, and that's when like everybody had the kid that wore the trench coat and the Naruto headband. Every school had one. Did yours? I know mine did.
I don't think so.
Ours did. He wore a Naruto headband and he wore a trench coat and he ran like
we did have trench coat runners.
Yeah, there was always those kids. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I really like Naruto. And then like during that whole semester, like those kids started to spring up, and those were the only kids that like Naruto. And I was like, I don't like Naruto that much anymore. So I kind of faded away from it because the grouping of people who liked it were like kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I went away from it. But Naruto is pretty cool, especially the initial season. Like when they're and I didn't watch it after that, but I know that there was a lot of filler episodes after that.
Yeah, I never got into it.
It wasn't
Full
terrible.
Alchemist looked cool. I saw some of that. I didn't get into that though, really either.
I can attest that Full Metal Alchemist is still a really good show.
Yeah. I want to watch that too. But
it's pretty good. Necro watches it all the time, and he loves it. I've watched a lot of it. It's pretty good. I would suggest watching it. Like I said, I'm actually like a finicky anime fan. I don't like a lot of them that everybody else. Like Attack on Titan, not a huge fan. Not as bad. It's just not my style. But like a lot of the Sword Art Online, after like the first season, they should have stopped. See, I'm like a weird one. I don't think.
What about Code Lyoko?
Oh, Code Lyoko was awesome.
I know. Yeah.
Naruto runs away from Naruto. Story of my life. Code Lyoko was cool, and Code Lyoko was like a weird anime-like TV show. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like there was those like Teen Titans could be considered this too, because it's like not fully anime, but it's got enough of it to kind of give you a taste of what it's like. Like it's got the weird romance in it and all that BS. It was like it was light. It was a light anime.
Code Lyoko is a French animated television series.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was made in France.
Oh,
you didn't know that?
Blows my mind. No, I haven't gotten deep into the lore of Code Lyoko.
Well, no, and Code Lyoko is another one. I don't know if I brought it up last stream. I'm pretty sure I did, but they did it right. They ended it at a time where they.
Did we talk about it last time? I don't think so.
No, but I talked about shows that were.
Oh yeah.
Like they went past their prime, and Code Lyoko was the opposite. Code Lyoko is like, oh well, we have to do this. They did it, and the show was over. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a good aspect of it because it didn't like play itself out and become played out and like stupid would be the best word for it. My favorite, and I'm surprised I didn't mention it last episode, is Kids Next Door.
Yeah, Kids Next Door was great. Which one did you relate most to?
Number 4, easily.
That's the punchy one?
My family's
the tough
full
guy,
of pugilists, man.
Orange jacket?
Yeah, Wallaby Beetles, number 4. See, this is another. I have a million stories. I'm sorry. Another big thing too is that me and Necro liked it so much as kids that we formed the KND. Like our neighborhood had our own branch of it. We all gave ourselves numbers. I was, of course, number 4, and
you can't copy numbers. That's against the rules.
Well, we were the originals. We started it, and like we actually got into like the upper teens and low 20s with other kids being members of our like little entourage. And we were always like, no guys, we got to be groups of 5. That's all we can do. Like you got to get your own group of 5. We can team up.
You have to start your own tree house.
Yeah. Well, and I had a house, not a house, but it was like a makeshift shed in my yard that was ours. It was our tree house. And
That's cool.
dude, it was awesome. I was number 4. Necro was number 2. We had like 1 through 5 in our group. It was awesome. And yeah, that show was ingenious too, like with like the technology.
I
And
always like how they named the episode like with some crazy acronym that they like broke down that was like talking about the episode.
Yeah, and then it was an ingenious, like the ideas of it, like the chicken nugget like mining and stuff like that. It was just like crazy. The things that they would come up with, like a sticky beard as an enemy.
Oh yeah, Sticky Beard's great.
But can we agree that Count Spankula, like looking at it as an adult, is fucking weird?
Let me see.
Dude, he goes in at night and
Spankulot?
spanks kids.
Count Spankulot? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, like
What was
if
the bad
anyone,
father or something? That was creepy.
yeah, father was a creepy one. Anyone in that day and age, like if you were to think about like, oh, be careful, like this supervillain like breaks into your home and spanks your kid and then leaves. Like you'd be like, oh my god, what a weird predator.
Yeah.
Like he would be in jail. Like that's the thing. He actually like went to, in one of the episodes, he was like tried to go to prison. Like they were gonna send him to prison for what he did. Yeah, you can't do that. Then there was Toilinator, who was like just the weakest.
Oh yeah, that guy sucks. Like, everyone hated him.
Yeah, everybody hated him because he's a Toilinator. Like that was his ability.
He just plunged real good. He did like wrap people up in toilet paper.
Yeah, that's true.
But toilet paper is not very strong.
Who was the dentist? There was a dentist one too?
I think you're right. Yeah,
because he like they like loved to have like.
Oh
like
yeah, he wasn't very good either.
No, the best one was probably, in my opinion, Sticky Beard or Grandma Stuff'ems.
That's a weird name too. Who was that? Like, were they lifeguards or something? Who was like that walrus man and that like buffalo looking guy?
Oh, that was the first episode ever. They're actually designed after it's Mr. I can't remember, Mr. Phip and Mr. like Wink or something like that. But they're actually designed after the creators of the show. Those two are. Yeah. And then there's the Common Cold, which that one would be the worst.
I want to list.
He would be the worst to fight against, because if I don't know about you, Krackakhan, but me with a cold is the worst thing ever. Like I feel like I'm gonna die. I'm just like, it's the end. I've lived a good life. Like goodbye, cruel world. It's awful.
I just don't get sick that much.
I don't either, but when I do, I feel like I'm gonna die. I'm always like, oh god, I can't do anything. Can't take out the garbage. I'm sick. Like that's just how I am. I'm really whiny. But no, K&D is probably like top 3 or 4, probably.
Find a list of all the bad guys.
There was a million.
Professor extra large.
Is he just a big guy?
He had that. He's that weird guy. He had like a turtle shell on his back. You have to look him up.
Yeah, I know he is. He's got the mustache. And he's like a ringleader.
Like a goatee. Yeah, he had like an Arctic base. Oh, there's the Common Cold. Is that? Oh, you said that.
Yeah, he was awful. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
He's like his weakest enemy though is vitamin C. Like
Madam Margaret. Did she have cats? She looks like a cat lady.
Yeah, is she the tall one that has like the jowls?
Yeah.
She's the cat lady. Yeah.
Has some hairy chin.
Ugh.
Ugh. Oh, crazy old cat. No, they are separate. There's crazy old cat lady.
That's just her name, crazy old cat lady.
Yeah, she's like she looks like a cat. She's like half cat. What did this one do?
Grandma Stuff'ems was she would.
Did she just feed people? Didn't she?
Yeah, she feed you like nasty food and like incapacitate you with it, give you gout or something. Because I know that the only reason that they lost to her was because number 2 was like a big feller, and he would always eat her food.
Oh yeah, he eat everybody's. Oh, Potty Mouth. Are you thinking of Potty Mouth? No,
I don't know.
He's just a toilet head. I don't know.
Oh, he's like a living toilet. I know who you're talking about now.
Cheese Shogun Roquefort? Who the hell is that?
I don't know who that is. I don't remember that one.
Delightfuloids?
The Delightful Children from Down the Lane are just the biggest wet blankets ever.
I know, they suck. There's Nerd Zombies. Oh, there's Black John Licorice. That's another pirate made of candy.
Yeah, he was cursed. I remember that. I like Black Licorice, though. I'm like the only human being left who does, but I love it.
The only one left.
I really am. Everybody I've ever talked to hates it. Do you like it?
I don't know. I don't really hate it. I don't really like it.
I'll put you in the category then.
Yeah.
You wouldn't request it.
Who's Mr. White? Is he just Whitey Tighties? He's just living underwear.
That's weird. Once again, they did some weird
What?
villains in
He's
that.
a living pair of underwear who was hired to assassinate number one. I remember that actually. That episode.
I remember the episode where they steal number one's swim trunks, and he has to make it back while naked.
Oh yeah.
That's terrifying. That if that really happened, you either have to A, own that and just walk around naked and just be like, someone took my swim trunks, or B, feel the shame and just never go back to that city again. Like move away, run away, do what you have to do.
Just cover it
Cut
up
off
and
all
sprint.
ties with people. Also, I hated number one's girlfriend. She sucked. Lizzie.
Oh yeah.
She was awful.
She's the worst.
She was terrible. Nobody liked her. I don't even think number one liked her. I'm pretty sure they broke up at some point in time in the series.
He didn't like her. He was just scared of her because she could beat him up.
And the best one, and I liked how they had their like personalized parts of their treehouse that were ran by hamsters. Like hamsters were like the
elevators and like stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had number 4 slept on a wrestling mat. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. As a kid, I was like, I want a wrestling mat to sleep in. Like that's what I want as my bed. See, that show is perfect. I'm gonna go and rewatch it all.
Oh, there's the Spinach Inquisition on that show.
See, they were ingenious.
The Spinach Inquisition.
I will say though that I was disgusted even as a kid that they would drink like whole cups of sugar and stuff.
That's pretty disgusting.
That was like the pirate drink. They were like, oh, sugar. It's like, oh, gross. It's disgusting.
It's too much. I don't know why people like pixie sticks. Pixie sticks are just pure sugar with like food dye.
A hint of sour, just a hint of it. I don't know. I like sour candy, which typically has way more sugar on
Do
it.
you like sour Skittles?
Oh yeah, I love them.
I think I ate too many and then I got sick of them.
Anything sour, I love. It's just I put mustard on all my food.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say on sour candies.
You're
a monster.
I like my food bitter. Like my favorite chips are sour cream, or not sour cream, I mean salt and vinegar. Like and if I ever have fish,
do you like the crab flavored chips? Hannah's all about the Old Bay crab flavored.
I've never had crab flavored chips.
Do you like Old Bay seasoning?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
delicious.
It's just the chips with Old Bay seasoning on it, pretty much.
Oh okay, yeah, I would totally be for that because Old Bay is the best.
Hannah agrees with your
vinegar
chip taste.
is amazing. Especially the kettle cooked Lay's salt and vinegars. They're delicious.
I like the cheddar cheese and sour cream flavor.
Of Ruffles or Lay's?
Both, but Ruffles I think more.
Ruffles has the texture, I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like things that are bitter. That's the same with candy. But that's probably why I had so many cavities as a kid, because the sour candy has like triple the sugar on it than anything else does. Because it's always like sour and coated in sour. So
do they still have sour Skittles? Is that? I haven't seen
my sister got a bunch for Halloween, and I ate them all. So I know,
okay.
I know that they still have them. But no, their teeth were disgusting, and even as a kid, I was like, no, I don't think I would be down with that, guys. If there's, hey, just don't brush your teeth, let them rot. Be like, no,
yeah,
I'm okay.
that's fine.
I've always been like a teeth freak. Like I've always been like really worried. So no, I would be like, no, I'm okay. But Candy also, they had like some cool video games on the Cartoon Network like website. That was a cool aspect of Cartoon Network. Like their website was super cool. They even had a card game, which I don't know how it works, but I played it.
It actually reminded me of one that I was going to bring up. There was like a really cool Cartoon Network game that was like Vacation or something, and you had to like, or a summer resort, and it had like the characters from all the shows, and it was kind of like a puzzly type game, and you would have to like walk around and like interact with all the characters and like solve these puzzles. Like there was like a leak in the pool, and you had to like trade items among like 100 different characters. And I just remember the theme song was like do 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 boo do 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 do. I don't know. That's always stuck with me. That soundtrack.
Well, did we bring up Cow and Chicken too?
No, I wanted to bring up Cow and Chicken. Mama had a chicken, Mama had a cow, and Dad was proud. He didn't care how.
That was a weird show because I even like
there was a lot of asses in that show. Every single character had just like a
a tushy out. Yeah, every single one.
It's like a naked butt.
They had that weird devil.
Yeah.
That never wore pants.
He was just
what was Cartoon Network's obsession with pantsless devils? Like
I don't know. Every single show needs to have a pantless devil in it.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was super weird.
I love shows that are weird like that, though.
Well, he'd always be like selling like hot dogs, and he'd like not be wearing pants,
Yeah, and
or
like
he'd be like
flaunt it.
a
Like
safari
he would.
guy, and he.
It's not like he just wouldn't even just be like wearing pants and you would just see it. He like every pose he'd just be like looking over his shoulder with his ass out, just like,
Yeah.
"Hey guys,
Hey, you like what
you
you
want
see?
some of these hot dogs?
Yeah,
I
it
got
was
some
always
buns
weird.
for
What
you."
was up with them and doing
I
that? It was
don't
always like
know.
some weird demon creature with like his
I don't,
buns out.
I don't know, but that's
Him
what
had
we
the
needed when we were
lobster
little.
claws
We didn't
though.
know we needed it, but we did.
Yeah, like I don't
Hannah, would
know.
your parents let you watch Cow and Chicken if
I don't
knowing
think
that
they
there was a
would.
bunch of butt cheeks out? I don't know
That's
if they would.
that's a little too much butt
That's
cheek.
too much cheek.
That's I don't know. I know that like my parents were really laid back with what I watched, and
Okay, that was it. Cartoon Summer Resort, and there was like several of them. And I love that game, and I would play it if I didn't have to download Flash, because nothing is worth downloading Flash again.
nothing in this world. If you guys want anything from us, do not download Flash for anything. It is
But
worthless.
if there was anything worth it, it would be that.
Uh, Also, I kind of got more into the mature shows quicker. Like
Oh
my
my
like Necro
god.
was the only friend that I had that could watch the Brack show, Space
Which was
Ghost
that?
Coast to
Oh
Coast,
yeah, I
and
didn't
Sea
like
Lab
that.
with me. Most kids did not like really care for him that much. I liked him. I thought they were hilarious. But I just
I
like
don't
to
know.
stay up and watch cartoons. I thought I was an adult when I did that. Little did I realize I actually was being an adult because that's all I do now. I stay up way too late and watch cartoons. But the Brack show was weird. Space Ghost Coast to Coast was better because they always had special guests on, like Seth MacFarlane or Seth Green or somebody that was like '90s famous or early 2000s famous. They would have on there, and then Robot Chicken. This might be a little bit too old for nostalgia, but I remember the first episode of Robot Chicken had me and Necro laughing so much that like we cried, and then the next episode was not funny at all to us. That show went like instantly for us. I don't think I've watched it very much. I watched the Star Wars episodes because I love Star Wars, but ooh, that's another one. The Gandhi Chidakovsky,
What?
the guy who made Samurai Jack, when he did the
Did
Clone
we
Wars
even talk about
miniseries.
Samurai Jack?
Yeah, we brought it
Okay,
up.
yeah.
We brought it up.
Oh yeah, we did because we talked about the new series too.
But the Clone Wars like sub series that he had,
I like that.
it was super cool. Like nobody ever talked, but it was so much action and so much story.
Are you
going
talking
on. It was
about
really
like? Because there was one that was like told in like really like 10-minute like mini
yeah,
series.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that one was intense. Like I saw they did a. I didn't watch. I don't know. I missed a bunch, but then they went back and did like a 2-hour like thing where it just combined like all of them, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. The action was like that. Those I can't say his last name. Gandhi, the guy who made Samurai Jack, he was second to none in those days when it came to action.
I
Like
didn't know he
cartoons.
made those, but it makes
Yeah,
sense. The art
he
style is
made
kind of
those
similar
and
too.
Samurai Jack, or he might have been like the producer, director, something, choreographer, or something. I don't know what they would call it in that kind of thing. But that's what he did. He was super good, and like I said, I loved Samurai Jack, and I love that.
Hmm.
Those I had an obsession
Those were
with
cool. I
Star
forgot
Wars.
about those. I recorded that on VHS. And like I watched it and I was like, I need the VHS. And I recorded it. And then my dad got home. I was like, Dad, you got to see this. It's the best thing ever. And then he
Did he
agreed.
watch it?
Yeah, it was the best thing ever.
That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
He
Cause see,
did.
I was the only one in my family with a Star Wars obsession. So like all the Star Wars stuff I had, like I was the only one who cared about it. My brother didn't give a crap. None of my like cousins or anything did either. I was always the only one who liked it. And then Necro, of course, liked Star Wars too. But there wasn't. See, we kind of lacked Star Wars shows. The Star Wars shows started to come out when we were older, like Rebels and the Clone Wars, like the actual cartoon series. It was like 30
Was
or
that one even
22
good?
minutes.
That one looked
I
like
liked
it was
It
aimed
was
for a
hit or
younger
miss.
audience.
It was hit or miss. There was, well, no, because there were some episodes that are like pretty messed up. Like there's one commander who he thinks like clones are just like they're not people. Like they don't have souls. They're not people. Like and he would just like slaughter them in front of them. Like he would cut their heads off and
What?
stuff like that just to like, prove a point.
That was on
Yeah,
a
it
kids
was like
show?
a really messed up episode.
Wow,
And
I have to find
that
that one.
episode to me, they had like serious episodes, very serious episodes. But and then some were a little bit like jokey. Like they had one where it was like Jar Jar and C-3PO, my two least favorite characters. I still haven't watched it. I think I hate them both, but I hate C-3PO and Jar Jar.
The Phantom Menace is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Is it?
Possibly my favorite movie ever.
I mean, it's not bad. I don't hate the prequels, but
No, it's not my favorite movie ever, but I think it is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Rogue One for me.
Rogue One is really good.
Rogue One is just
I
exceptional.
like the Phantom Menace though. I mean, it stepped up Star Wars. Like the originals are cool, but then like they were just like white guys just going like this, but then they're doing like crazy flips and stuff. Yeah,
the choreography definitely.
Choreography stepped up. The soundtracks are good. You got that Jar Jar who's universally loved.
Fuck Jar Jar. I hated Jar Jar.
He's good for kids though. I mean, I didn't mind it when I was a kid.
I hated him as a kid.
Oh, I just accepted
him. I thought Qui-Gon should have killed him. I really did.
Wow.
I thought Qui-Gon should have killed him off.
You would be a Sith. You were judging me earlier. You were saying that I was a Slytherin, and you would
be a Sith.
You would be a Sith. You'd just be killing Gungans. He'd be like, Misa no wanna die. And you say, well, nope. Sith.
No, I would not kill Gungans. I would kill Jar Jar because Jar Jar is useless.
Jar Jar, I believe that conspiracy theory where they were saying
I think it's the Sith Lord.
He was going to be the Sith Lord, but then he was so universally hated. Because it doesn't make sense. Like, when he comes back, and it's not just like Jar Jar's a bumbling idiot. They were like, he's no good. He's, I don't know. They were saying it like he was evil or something.
They knew he was like a natural evil. They knew that he couldn't hide it.
Yeah, what did they say? Yeah, it's like they acted like he was evil. It's not like they kicked him out because they didn't say he's bumbling around and he F's up too much.
They were like, he's just terrible. But no, and then he just stumbles upon Qui-Gon Jinn. Just stumbles upon. You know, I
know. Yeah, he's like, he messes up, but he does it in a way that always works out well. Except for when he put his tongue into the pod racer. I don't think that furthered any plan. That was just stupid.
He's like, no. No, okay.
Unless he was secretly reaching into the pod racer to make it super good so that Anakin would win the race. Okay, oh my god, we just hacked it.
Okay, how does this sound? We do a cast about Star Wars. It comes out on a Thursday, I think. I think it comes out on a Thursday. Checking. No, it goes out Friday the 15th. So we could do a Star Wars podcast before the Star Wars comes out, possibly. Because I know I can talk enough about it for an hour, or for more than an hour if need be.
I want to find that quote that they say about Jar Jar when he returns.
He's just evil. He's just flat out evil.
But Darth Binks is my favorite conspiracy.
Darth Binks. I'm allowed. That's allowed. There's a lot of Star Wars conspiracies, and that one is actually a plausible one.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I can't find it, but he says something weird like that. He's no good. I mean, they should. I don't know. He's gonna be that new bad guy. It's just gonna be Jar Jar Binks.
It's gonna be Snow. I think he's just that. Everybody's trying to identify who he is. I think he is just a guy. I think that you have to have some new characters in the series.
Yeah, and he's probably just a new guy who sucks.
He's terrible. We'll find out. I'm not going to see it the 15th. I didn't pre-order my ticket.
Yeah, I didn't either. I'm not seeing it right away.
I'm just gonna stay off the internet, and if anybody posts a spoiler, like, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
All right, let's see. What do we got left to talk about? I mean, Scooby-Doo's solid, right? Everybody loves Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo is consistently solid. Like, I'm gonna say this: the movies when we were kids were better than the actual TV show. The actual TV show, like,
did you see Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island?
I was gonna say
that's the best one.
That's the best one.
It's
unarguable.
There was just Confederate soldier zombies coming out of like the Louisiana bayous.
Well, they had like Confederate soldiers, and then they had
Union soldiers. They just had tourists. They had everybody.
Yeah, they had everybody. Everybody who had ever died on that island, and they were cat monsters.
I know.
What I think is weird though is that in Scooby-Doo, they're like, "You're acting crazy, Shaggy. Those things don't exist." I was like, wasn't Shaggy and Scooby and Scrappy like counselors at a horror resort or like a horror camp for the children of all the monsters in the world? I was like, okay, this is just unfeasible. Like, I taught Frankenstein's daughter how to roller skate, but this is just impossible. Zombies do not exist.
Nope.
And then, but here's the thing.
Scrappy's the worst, though.
I love Scrappy's the best.
Scrappy's the worst
Scrappy's
one.
the best.
He's the
He's
worst
just like,
one.
I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm gonna fight
And then
you.
he can't even. He's so tiny.
I
I know
love
he's
it.
like, let me at him, let me at him, and they're just like, get out of here. You're like you're like 8 inches tall. Get out of here.
No, the best part is that Scooby's name is Scoobert Dubert.
I know.
That's
That's the best.
That's actual name.
That's what
But no,
I'm gonna name my kids that. Hannah's on
Scoop.
board with that already. Scoobert.
Okay,
Scoobert and Dubert.
that's the thing. You have to acknowledge that Scooby-Doo had to have done something right to be from like the 70s or 60s, whenever it started, all the way to like, I was probably, like, they had periods of
Hannah's on board.
Hannah's on board. Scoobert Dubert.
Scoobert and Dubert.
They've got,
No matter the gender. It could be a girl named Scoobert.
yeah, it's universal sex name. That's how it goes. But they had to have done something right, because I think they might have laid off on making new episodes here and there, but it's always consistently been on TV. Like, it's consistently, like, my little sister's 10 years younger than me and was a super Scooby-Doo fan.
Mm. They just kept like, during our days, they like just replayed the old like 70s and 80s episodes, and then they started making new ones. There was like Little Kid Scooby-Doo, where they had like them as younger solving
I
weird.
remember every time you didn't go to school, that show
was on.
what you watched. Yeah,
Didn't you hate just being sick and then having like crap shows? Like after like 8 o'clock, like every show, or like 9 o'clock, every show was like little kid awful shows.
yeah, and then like you don't want to watch the adult TV shows because they're stupid. And then
So then you have to watch like the little baby ones.
you're watching like
suffer.
Muppet Babies, which Muppet Babies is fine when you're like
Oh,
5 or
not
6.
I hate Muppet Babies
And
so
then,
much.
but when you're 11 and 12, you're just like sitting there thinking, like, why are they being a dick to Gonzo? Like, is it because he's an alien? Like, do they just inherently know that he doesn't belong in this world, so they're just gonna make fun of him? Like,
That's mean.
really though?
That's
Like,
deep.
can we just address the issue of the Gonzo hate? Gonzo was awesome. He was super nice to everybody. And everybody was like, "Fuck off, bazooka nose," and punch him or something. Like,
That's what they said in Muppet Baby.
like they were
Fuck
never
off.
nice to him. Yeah,
That
they
is
always,
pretty
like, beat
accurate,
him
though.
up, like
That's
kicked him
exactly.
out of the group. I mean, God, it's probably why the man married a chicken.
Even Daffy Duck was more accepted than him, and he's just awful.
Okay, do you remember the Looney Tunes where they became superheroes?
No.
It was like Looney Tunes, but like I think it was called Looney Tunes Extreme.
Oh,
And the
Lordy.
Looney Tunes are all on this spaceship, and they get hit by this wave, and they become heroes. Like there's like Daffy Duck was like Daffy Duck, Taz, Lola Bunny, Bugs Bunny, Sylvester. All of them became heroes. They all had certain abilities, and I loved the show. It only lasted like a season and a half or 2 seasons, I think. Though, let me look it up. I'm now curious because I loved that show, and it was awesome. And Lunatics Unleashed. Yeah, it was just like yeah, you had Roadrunner, Daffy, Wile E. Coyote, Sylvester was not in it, that was my bad. Bugs, Lola, and Taz. They all had certain abilities. It was actually really cool. I'm gonna see how long I'm gonna probably start watching the episodes now. This is all this stuff does to me. It makes me like replay stuff. It's had 2 seasons, 26 episodes. So there, like you guys, every time we do this stuff, I always just like, all right, well, I'm gonna go back and like watch all these shows, and because I'm not get anything accomplished.
Oh yeah, I need to watch Avatar again.
Oh,
That's what
and
we're talking about.
speaking of Scooby-Doo TV shows, they're doing a Scooby-Doo in 2020 just called Scooby.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think of the Scooby-Doo movies, though?
The live-action ones, terrible,
Yeah, they're pretty awful.
terrible, awful, hated them. Sorry. Osmosis Jones
pretty
was
bad.
good though. I know a lot of people hated that, but I liked it.
Who hated Osmosis Jones?
Necro, you will not get Necro to sit down and watch an Osmosis
Why?
Jones movie. He just didn't
Is there
like it.
more
He
than- I
hated
thought there
it.
was only one.
Well, they had a TV show, Ozzy and Drix, later, which I
Oh, yeah.
watched.
I watched that too.
I loved Osmosis
But
Jones.
Osmosis Jones had who did it have in it? It had
Chris
Bill
Rock.
Murray. It had Chris Rock.
Bill
had
Murray,
Bill
Chris
Murray.
Rock.
Oh, it
I
had
don't know
that
the-
weird guy that's from like Scary Movie and Eagleheart.
I don't know who that is.
Who's that weird guy? You know that guy with like the little hand in Scary Movie 2? It's like, take my strong hand.
I didn't know he was in it.
He's the friend of Bill Murray.
He's Drix?
No. He's the
I was gonna say-
real like zookeeper friend.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
And
guy.
Bill Murray catches like Ebola because the monkey licks his egg. That was Ebola,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
That was not
Got death flu.
Yeah, he got Ebola. He didn't catch like some. Oh, he's got little flu. No, he got Ebola.
And his friend was like, drink liquids, drown the flu. And he's like, his beer liquids? Yeah, what is all that? What do you think all that wet stuff is?
Yeah, it's beer.
just drink beer.
Dehydrate the shit out of yourself.
I know.
That's how
It's
you
terrible advice.
go. Ooh, I almost forgot. Shaolin Showdown. Did you watch Shaolin Showdown?
Is that what's the Jackie Chan movie? I mean, show.
Jackie Chan Adventure.
Jackie Chan Adventure.
That's like another one that was really good. I
I
forgot
know.
both of those.
That one was good. I don't know what Shaolin Adventure is. Hold on, let me see.
Shaolin Showdown was.
Shaolin Showdown.
It was. They had these weapons called Shengong Wu, and
Oh
they
yeah, I
fought-
remember this. I didn't watch it.
It was a cool show. They brought it back, and they got really lazy with it though because they brought it back, and they added another character, which was Oni, which was the. I'm saying he's like it's racist. I'm gonna say it right now. It's a race because dude, they made him yellow. That's racist.
Isn't he like the main guy?
No, but he's Asian, and then the only like
He's the only yellow one.
Yeah, he's only yellow.
That other
And
chick
then-
is Asian, but I guess he's like super Asian.
Yeah, like they really like. I felt like it was.
You
messed
were
up.
offended by it as a kid?
I was like, why is he yellow? I think isn't that racist? But no, he's yellow, and then they made like his cousin, who I think his name rhymes with Oni, and he was like the master of wood because they were all master of
Oh,
elements.
does he have glasses?
No, he was just like another him.
Oh,
he was just
who's this
another.
little glasses guy then?
I don't know.
There's like him, but with like glasses. Yeah, I've only seen this like one time, and I forget it. But Jackie Chan Adventures was my jam.
Yeah, Jackie Chan Adventures was amazing. I'll say this. I watched Jackie Chan Adventures up until I actually finished it, but I think the best was when the Talismans were the best, and then the Demons were the best. Like those are the two seasons that I think were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other ones were pretty good. The Mask one was it was a lot funnier than the other episodes. They did the masks. Then they did the animals. No, the animals was the best. Where like the Talismans were reborn into an animal, and they had to find the animals. And then they go to Nebraska to find the pig and the chicken, and the chicken's like levitating the pig, and it's just like eye beaming through the town. You don't remember that episode?
You remember this show way better than I do, and I watched it a
remember
lot.
everything pretty well.
I have a terrible memory.
I have a terrific memory. Terrific considering the sports that I did, because they say that like boxing and football really inhibit like your brain, but mine's actually been pretty good, thankfully.
You're lucky. I hit my head too many times when I was little, I think.
Yeah, you're like scarred up too from it.
Yeah, I have a lot of scars.
Why is Green Eggs and Ham is getting its own TV show?
No.
I feel like that's like a 30-minute
I'm angry
movie.
about that. But what about Ren and Stimpy, though?
Ren and Stimpy was weird, dude. Like
It's
I didn't
so
like
weird.
it because I
Everyone-
could sense the weirdness from
It's
it.
so weird.
Like I really
That's like
didn't.
the weirdest show that was ever approved for a kid show.
Yeah, I didn't watch
That
it.
one had a
dude.
lot of butt too, I think.
It did. It had like a lot of weird sexual innuendos and stuff like that.
Everything was like really gross. Like every single scene you look at.
Yeah, it was really sexual.
Oh my god! Just
Dude,
look at
it
this
creeped me
this
out.
picture. Oh, there's a whole thing. How did this get approved for a kid show? There's a picture of him like holding a saw, like
Yeah, and he
on his
goes
crutch.
up and down,
Crutch.
up and down.
Yeah,
up
he's
and down.
sawing
Yeah.
like a log on the other guy's butt cheeks.
Yeah,
He's like humping back and forth. How did this
I
get
didn't-
approved for a kid show?
I didn't deal with it. I didn't really mess with that show too much
I didn't
because it was
either.
that.
It's kind of before us too, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, I was not a fan.
They have like an Adult Swim ad that like sounds like the people from Ren and Stimpy and is in like the same style. I think they just like made an ad on Adult Swim for some reason.
I don't know, man. Like I said, that was too much for me.
I know. I had to bring it up.
I could not
show is-
handle it. I wasn't a big fan.
I don't think I can handle this right now.
I like buttered toast, man, and that was it. Angry Beavers.
Yeah, I was gonna.
We
That's on my
almost
list too.
I was saying we almost left out Angry Beavers. That show was fantastic.
Angry Beavers. It's so good.
I liked what was their name? Dag and
Staglethorn.
Norbert?
Staglethorn.
No, it was Dag and Norbert,
I'm
right?
just kidding. I think so. That sounds right.
I'm looking it up because the one that was like blonde was the brother that always like
The smart
succeeded in
one.
things.
Yeah.
No,
The
it
other
was
one.
Daggett.
Daggett. No, Daggett. Dag
Yeah.
Nabbit.
Dag and Norbert.
Oh.
And Norbert always did better than Dag did. Like, he just always succeeded, and his other brother just sucked.
Yeah, just look at him. He looks like success, and the other one looks
Yeah,
like
like
he has
one
something
looks
wrong
like-
with him.
Yeah, one looks like the one that lives, like, in mom's basement, and the other one looks like the lawyer. Like, that's just who they look like.
It just sounded like
But-
Step Brothers, how you have that one successful brother, and then you have Will Ferrell.
I didn't get fired from PetSmart. I got laid off. I always thought that was that's a show I watched ridiculously too much. I could quote that whole movie.
It was like when they were auditioning for that janitor job, and like Seth Rogen's like really on board, and then he does that really gross fart, and he's just like, "All right, now you get the tuxes seem kind of fucked up now after this."
he can like taste. He's like,
"Yeah, I can taste
that
it."
ketchup, ketchup and onions. Yeah. Then like at the end, she's like asking him. She's like, "Well, why couldn't you just hold?" Then he's like, "I thought it was gonna be silent." The show was fantastic.
I know.
But yeah, I missed a bunch of them that you're starting to name, and I actually really liked them.
Okay. Johnny Bravo. Did we talk about Johnny Bravo?
I like Johnny Bravo. I hated how he always lost at everything, because I was like, Johnny's not a bad guy. He's just stupid.
I know. He's throwing out a lot of pickup lines. I mean, one of them has to land, right?
Yeah, and I mean,
he's a buff dude.
He's
got
got
nice.
Muscles. He's not very smart.
He's
He loves his
simple,
mother.
but
He
yeah.
loves his mother.
Yeah, he has
And
good family
you're gonna do that.
values.
Yeah, you're gonna do that to him. You're gonna diss him. And didn't he? The only like woman that was really attracted to him was like a vampire or something. I'm trying to
Did
remember
that nerdy
episode.
chick like her? I feel like they had a nerdy chick.
There might have been. He never was good at stuff though. He sucked.
No, he did
He
suck.
did karate and couldn't fight, and he like lifted
Yeah.
weights and was super
He
weak. and
tried real hard though.
He did. He got an A for effort, but
Yeah.
I love Johnny Bravo. He was a little mama's boy,
Yeah.
but he loved his mom. Girls like that, I guess. I don't know.
Apparently not.
Not him. They
Do you
weren't.
think-
Well, he's kind of a douche.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. Could they make a show like Johnny Bravo now, or is it too
No,
offensive to
people
feminists?
people would be up. And
Yeah, I
whatever.
think so.
You gotta really be careful what
He's
you make.
doing
nowadays.
sexual
That's the-
harassment.
Yeah, he did. And he was like persistent with girls too. Like after they said no,
wouldn't
he
stop.
would be like, "Oh, come on!"
Yeah.
Like,
Come on, look at these muscles, mama.
Yeah, I don't think he would be very liked in by today's society. I think he would probably be kicked out to the wayside.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a lot of shows that were like that though. They're pretty unacceptable today.
Like Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy definitely.
There's no time where it's acceptable.
People would be like, "Get the French out of here." They'd be like, "No way." Like Ren and Stimpy out. Yeah, but that's the thing that was the great thing about being our age at that time. Like the massive amount of cartoons that were being produced, like our parents like always like worked too hard. So you could always like snuck on in. Like you could just watch them if you
Snuck
wanted.
on in.
All you'd have to do is tell your parents. Just like, I don't know, my parents didn't care anyways, but all I had to tell my parents was like, if they said something like, "Well, why are you shooting that guy in Grand Theft Auto?" It's like, "Oh, it's just a game. He's a bad guy." And they'd be like, "Oh, okay." Like they never questioned it. It was a great time. But now I hate to say this, like we're like the parents' age. Like we're the lower demographic though. Like a lot of people that grew up with the same stuff we did are in their 30s now. And they're having kids, and their kids can't give them the, "Oh, I'm being nice," like he's a bad guy, because we know. Like we're like, no,
I
he's
know.
not.
We know technology. They can't
I've
get away
literally
with
played
as
this
much.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. We can get away with stuff.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. If I have kids, I don't care. Like they can play whatever they want. I don't care. They're gonna probably be little demon spawn. So
You
they
just
can
said
do
earlier
it.
you never want to have kids, but now you're
I don't
releasing
want
the demon.
I don't want to have kids.
You're releasing the demon.
In no way possible.
It's gonna happen. But
No,
anyway,
I watch cartoons all day.
Ed, and Eddie.
I'm gonna say this. I liked it, but it definitely wasn't my favorite show.
Yeah, exactly.
And
But you had to
most
accept
kids
it.
adored it.
It's
A lot of
pretty
the
good.
kids.
Which is
my
your
friend-
favorite of the three?
I liked probably I liked how Double D was a stick in the mud, and he always got like really flustered over everything, which that kind of says a lot about me because like I just like that he was always in like pain because nobody listened to him. I would say that my favorite character was like Johnny or like Rolf. I didn't like the main characters as much because
Rolf
Johnny
is very interesting. Johnny? Are you serious?
Okay, well, let's talk about unacceptableness though. The Kanker sisters.
I was going to skip my next sister. My next question was going to be, if you had to date one of the Kanker sisters, which would it be?
None.
No, if you had to.
Blue hair.
All right, that's the right answer.
I would say blue hair.
There's a right answer, and that was.
But no, remember
but
how
they're all just terrible.
Remember how they got like locked away, without they had no free will, like they were not allowed to leave.
They like trapped them in their like trailer and were like trying to make out with them.
Yeah, and they were like, "We don't kiss girls. That's gross."
Yeah, they have cooties.
At that age, I don't know. I never thought girls had cooties.
Yeah,
I was always like, there's something about them I like. I just don't know what. Like, yeah, I was always,
there's something about this. So you would want to be locked in that trailer.
I probably would have.
With the Kanker sisters. You would get the blonde one though.
No, she's literally the worst.
That's the worst one.
She's literally the worst. She's like the female version of Ed. She's like
I know. Moron. They all match themselves perfectly.
Yeah, and the one with red hair used to like she like would beat up Eddie.
Ed. She was like
she would beat up Eddie. She like beat the crap out of him.
I know, they're tough.
And she like, "You're gonna marry me," and like would punch him in his face, and it's like it was like really messed up. And I remember they like locked them all up in their trailer. Like, where were their parents at this point?
I don't know. Do they even have parents? Do you ever see their parents in the entire show? I don't.
Well, no, so. Because I know Eddie. Dude, have you ever heard the fan theory that they're in purgatory?
That sounds familiar.
That the cul-de-sac is like purgatory. They're all actually dead. That's why you never see parents. Summer never ends, and like it's kind of screwed up, but like it makes sense when you think about it.
That's like that Rugrats theory where. Like
the most
all the babies are dead or something, and it's just in Angelica's head or something. She's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, like Tommy died or something, or I don't know, something happened, or her mom died and messed her up.
Dude, that was really screwed up. I loved Rugrats, and then I saw that thing, and I was like, "This can't be true.
It's
like, this isn't
so
true. It's not true. It's not true at all."
That was intense.
There was some really messed up like fan theories about stuff, like in our day, like about cartoons in our day and age. I'm sure that they'll rise up in other cartoons, like all these new ones like Gumball and stuff like that people watch. But man, ours like were really messed up. There were some fan theories that were pretty. Same with fan theories about video games too, though. There's some really like messed up ones that you really don't want to think about.
Like what?
Like Mario being the bad guy. Because think about it.
He's killed so many turtles and little mushroom men.
Well, he serves the Mushroom Kingdom, right? And then Peach is the queen of the Mushroom Kingdom or whatever, right? And all those people have mushrooms on top of their heads. They look like humans, but they have mushrooms on top of their heads. There's a fungus that like controls people's minds, and the theory is that she does that. She doesn't have the mushroom, but all of her subjects do. And that Bowser is the only like bastion of like sanity left in the world, and he's fighting against her, but she's recruited Mario, and Mario doesn't know that she just makes people into slaves.
Because he just wants that pootie. Right?
Yeah.
He wants that pootie, so he doesn't even care that he's helping the bad guy.
And then people think that Mario is actually doing evil for Princess Peach, and that Bowser is the last bastion of like
that makes goodness. So much sense.
It does. Like if you think about it, it's like, okay, if those could be parasitic. Her subjects listen to everything she says.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like the mastermind. Also, like the Bikini Bottom Fallout thing, I've heard that too. It's like nuclear blast, like getting underwater,
and it
created SpongeBob.
It's like the nuclear test.
Yeah, but what would you do if you were like swimming in like the ocean? And you just look down and you see like SpongeBob's world. I'd be like, "Oh, get out of here! I don't want to meet SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob. It's like a cartoon, but
you
he is
want to
like,
meet him?
Oh my god, he's so annoying.
I know, he's the worst.
And like he can't take damage because he's
Wait, we didn't even say SpongeBob. Why?
Yeah, we did. Did we talk about SpongeBob?
No, we didn't talk about SpongeBob.
Because I brought up my Patrick watch.
Oh, did we? I feel like we didn't. I
feel
like you just mentioned your Patrick watch.
About it. I don't think we went in depth about
it. What about Doodle Bob? Doodle Bob is the best.
Doodle, minoi.
Yeah.
That one.
Doodle Bob.
Yeah, she did say
SpongeBob was life. Shrek is life.
Yeah, because we brought up about how I had the Patrick watch, and all those kids that were in 8th grade made fun of me for having it. Yeah, kids gave me a lot of crap over that one. I'll own it though. That's fine.
Shrek is love. Shrek is
life. This is my swamp.
The video is so messed up. I just watched that again last week.
I did too. I watched it like a couple days.
Why?
There's like
why did we both just independently watch it last week?
There's 3 videos that you and I watch like exclusively. Pootie Party. We watch that at least once a week. I know you do. You don't even have to tell me.
Yeah, we know.
And then I watch Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life, and I watch Power Thirst, Power Most.
Yeah. Which one's Power Most?
The one where it's like Parism.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one. Yeah,
I love
that's
that
the one
one.
that I watched it too.
You will vomit a wedding.
Yeah, I know for a fact that we don't even tell each other. We don't even link it anymore. We quote it, then one of us goes and looks it up and watches it.
Yeah.
That we've been friends for how long?
Yeah.
Like, and that's just our lives.
What did I
It's
just
one of the
quote
first
earlier?
videos. What?
What did I just quote a little bit while ago? I forget.
Oh, I don't know.
I said something.
But okay, we're heading towards the end. How many more do you have?
Oh no, we're at 9 o'clock. Oh crap.
Yeah, we
Then I want to go into detail. I don't know. Did we talk about Rocco's Modern Life?
No, Heifer, who was raised by wolves.
Heifer. Yeah, Heifer's amazing.
Shelton.
Yeah, I think that's right. His neighbor, Mr. Angry Toad Man.
Yeah, who was a dick.
He was so mean.
All respects the word was a dick.
Rocco worked at like a
sex
line, yeah, hotline.
Yeah,
you know where I was going with that.
Yeah, you never realized it until you got older and you watch it and you're like,
oh my god.
Because it'll be like,
Rocco,
the thing will like, what are you wearing and stuff like that. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
You never realized.
Modern Life.
And that Heifer was a cow, but he would eat meat.
Oh yeah, that's pretty messed up.
The guy was pretty screwed up.
Let's see, what else? We're just going quick. Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron was cool because I love science and you learned science while you like watched it. And then that bastardized show Planet Sheen came out, which was terrible.
I saw one episode and said, nope.
It had no science in it. It had Slug Carl.
Sheen's the worst one.
He really is. Out of the 3, he's the worst because at least character. Carl likes llamas.
Even Cindy's better than him.
Yeah, he like llamas and croissants.
Croissant.
There's this. I'm gonna link you this video after the podcast is over with. Okay. Every time the lightsaber hits, it's Carl saying croissant.
Croissant.
It's amazing. But
it's so good.
Jimmy's mom was pretty legit. Jimmy's dad was super cool. He's obsessed with pie and ducks.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with pie.
I like when he builds that robot mom, and then like he's like, I'm gonna go out and play, and she's like, no, you're not. It's too dangerous. Outside is where the Civil War was fought. And that's like her reason for never going outside.
Dude, oh yeah, he did like Jimmy's mom too, didn't he? He would like always say like these weird things about Jimmy's mom.
He was trying to get it. Like he was like.
And then their teacher that I'm pretty sure was a bird.
Yeah.
He was totally a bird.
What do you say? Oh wait, I have to look this up. Oh yeah, I like that one where there was like an ice age, and then like the men had to go hunt caribou, and they're like glug 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 yeah, glug 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 yeah, ooh caribou. I only remember all the songs in these shows.
No, remember it? Clap, 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 slap, slap,
oh, yeah.
slap.
Clap, 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 slap, slap, slap. That was that Bulby.
Bulby, yeah. They had like a weird, I don't know, they had a weird like town.
They did.
And then the movie that initiated Jimmy Neutron was fantastic too. The movie was great.
Which one?
The movie.
Jimmy Neutron, the movie?
Yeah, like the movie where their parents get all stolen and they make a TV show out of it. Fantastic. This is going to be our what would be a dishonorable mention.
Oh, a dishonorable mention?
But Ugly Martians. That show sucked.
Yeah, it did suck.
It was like they didn't want to fight and it was terribly produced. And all they did was like, oh, I just want to skateboard and eat pizza. And it's like, okay, you guys are like a lame version of the Ninja Turtles because the Ninja Turtles actually fight.
They're a lame version of the Street Sharks.
They are. They're even less than those those Dino guys or whatever, which was like third tier. It went
You just
Ninja
remind me of
Turtles,
the
Street Sharks,
dinosaur
Dino
show that
Dance.
I hate.
It's a good show.
I
Why do
hate
you
it.
hate
I just
it?
don't like how they look. And I remember not liking how they look when I was little and hating it.
You were terrified of him.
The baby is the worst human ever alive, and he's not even a
Not a
human.
human.
I know, he's that bad.
He's the baby.
He
You gotta love him.
transcends
He even
species.
he says it in the show. I'm the baby. Gotta love me.
Yeah, but I don't have to.
You have to love him.
If we're gonna do one more, Rocket Power, we didn't even talk about. Rocket Power is solid. Woogity,
Rocket
woogity,
Power.
woogity. I still do that sometimes.
Rocket Power
Hannah
was
knows.
legit because I've skateboarded off and on my whole life, and the big reason why I started was Rocket Power. Granted, I realized really, really quickly that I wasn't going to be able to land 900s at 12 years old.
Yeah.
I figured it out
Or
really
at any
quickly.
age.
Or at any age.
It's not like
but-
it gets easier to do 900s as you get older.
But I did love skateboarding. I did love street hockey. I live in the Midwest, so there's no surfing where I live. But if there was, I would totally learn to surf.
The snorf.
I liked to
Snarf.
rollerblade as a kid, and then I ate shit and knocked a tooth out, and I never did it again.
Why
because,
is inline rollerblading so much easier than the little stupid four-wheel thing?
I don't know.
Like I was okay at inline skating, and then like it was a few years, and then someone had like a party, and I was like, well, I haven't done it in a while, so like, what's the easiest one? And they're like, oh, these like four-wheeled one. Those are not easy at all. Why is the brake on the toe of the shoe on the top? Like you have to put your foot like that to friggin' slow down.
Well, and I'll say this: I never stopped on those things. Like when we played hockey
just
and
go.
stuff like that, I was the goon, and I just knocked other kids over. Like if you're gonna
Did you
shoot,
use those, the four-wheel
yeah.
ones?
No, I would use the rollerblades, and I
Yeah,
wouldn't stop.
rollerblades are amazing.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop. I would just rush into people. I did not care. I would knock anybody over. Like I was just the bulldozer, or I was the goalie because I wasn't very good at skating. Like I said, I couldn't stop. But my brother was like, I was the goalie because I was short and fat, of course. And I remember I was terrified of, and it's straight out of the Mighty Ducks. Like I was terrified of getting hit with the little orange ball that we would use for it. So my brother, like he didn't tie me up, but he had two kids hold my arms, and like he like shot the like puck at me while I had like a pillow in my shirt, and it hit it, and it didn't do anything, and I was like, oh, I'm not scared of it anymore. And like I was like a pretty good goalie in hockey. I really was, and I had a lot of fun. We were the bloodthirsty Rottweilers, and that's trademark still, everybody. So you can't don't go making yourself a hockey team name that. I'll come after you. I really will.
I'll come after you.
We were the bloodthirsty Rottweilers. But and the Mighty I brought it up. I was gonna say the Mighty Ducks had their own TV show.
Really?
It was fantastic.
Let me see.
I don't think it lasted very long though.
Wait. Were they actually ducks?
Yeah, they were.
Okay. That seems vaguely familiar. Like I kind of remember this.
It was kind of more of an adult show, I think. Like it had like some adult themes. Oh, it had one season, 26 episodes. I remember having the action figures.
Really?
Yeah, it was good though. I really enjoyed it. And they had like they were like Batman though. They had like the duck cycles, the duck copter, the duck mobiles, like all that stuff. Everything was duck
So many
related.
duck funds.
Yeah. But I'm done. I've named
Okay.
all of mine.
I mean, I could keep going, but I think we've nailed down. Besides, like the adult shows, like if we just go into like Futurama and Family Guy and stuff that were really adult shows that we were just watching.
Futurama was fantastic. Family Guy
Still
after
is.
3. Yeah, Futurama is fantastic.
Hey, Agent Codman.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Futurama was fantastic. Like every season, I loved Futurama. There was nothing Futurama could do wrong. Family Guy after the 3rd season, I think, just fell off. After like the chicken episode, like where him and the chicken
fights?
fight. Yeah, after that, bad. I didn't like it.
I
wasn't
still
a big
watch
fan of
it, and I don't think it's very good right now, but I still watch it anyway.
I do not like it. I'm not a huge fan.
It hasn't been that good for a couple of seasons, but I watch it anyway because I don't know why. I like putting it on in the background and not really paying attention to it.
I watch American Dad. I think American Dad is like a
Yeah, they're still
million
making new
times
ones of
better.
that. It's on like TBS or something.
Yeah, I think American
still
Dad
watch
is a
that.
million times better. Honestly, I like Roger. Roger's probably one of the best cartoon characters ever.
Better than Stan Smith?
Well, you're Stan Smith.
Better than
See,
Steve
that's
Smith?
you, Steve. I like Roger more because Roger's like evil. Roger, like he's either
He
like
could do anything.
he's like a useless mass, or he's like the best character in the whole series. Like when
Hey,
turns
thanks for
into
the
Ricky.
follow.
Yeah, thank you for the follow, man. No, like when he turns into Ricky Spanish and he's like, he wants to get revenge, and it's like the best part ever is where he goes, you killed my wife, and he's like, you know how I get when I drink champagne, and it just shows like everybody at a party, and he just runs up behind her with a like samurai sword, and he's like, yeah. Dude, Roger's one of the best characters ever. I always laugh at the stuff he does, and I think that it's awesome that they made like he's a character that can arc into different characters because he's an alien and people don't recognize him.
Yeah, he can do anything.
Yeah, it makes it amazing. And there also, did you know that there's one character that Roger can turn into that the people of the family do not realize it's Roger?
I forget who it is, but I remember them. Oh, it's different for each person, right?
Yeah, it's different for each one because Steve's first kiss was with Roger.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't know it was Roger, which is awful.
Yeah.
And then Stan, it's like some rich guy.
Oh yeah.
And then he and Hulk Hogan whoop Roger's butt. They beat the shit out of him, actually.
I like that Greek guy that got into a fight that was like Stelios Kantos or something.
Stelios Kantos?
It was like Stelios Kantos, Stelios.
Okay, funny story, and then we can be out of here.
Right.
I created a character in D&D way back in the day. The character's name was Tarmako Swiftfist. And he was a Reaping Mauler monk, which means he was like a pro wrestler that punched people. So like I would always get people in these like weird moves that would like break their back, and like I would throw them to the side. And then I would like cheer on the crowd and stuff like that. Like I was a performer. Well, I got the idea of Stelios, or not Stelios. I got the idea of Tarmako Swiftfist from Stelios Kantos. Like it's literally the only idea. And like we even made it up that like the crowd would chant like the Stelios Kantos theme as my guy like went running out into a fight. And it was awesome. He was actually like one of my favorite characters I ever made, but he was designed after Stelios Kantos. And it was cool. Perfect.
That's the best theme song. I like how he just like brought out a boombox and like turned it on like while he was fighting.
Yeah, and he beat the shit out of Stan.
Yeah, and he was just like, oh, he's going away.
Stan lost miserably. Yeah. He's getting too much speed.
Yeah, he's running from so far away. He's getting too much speed.
He just whooped the shit out of him.
I know. He just destroyed him.
But yeah, I'm done if you are.
All right, yeah, I'm pretty good. Indeed.
Yes.
Thank you for coming, Agent Codman at the end there, or Codman.
Yeah,
you kind of caught us at the end of the podcast. We do it every Wednesday, 8 to 9, and sometimes on Thursday we do another stream where we're playing video games. But thank you for the sub and for tuning in at the end there.
Yeah, come and hang out with us some more, man. We really do appreciate it. But thank you, everybody who showed up. We really do appreciate you guys. We will see you guys maybe tomorrow. Not 100% sure yet. But we will definitely see you guys next Wednesday.
Yep, for sure.
All right, see you guys.
See you, everybody.